welcome your Star Wars Weekend's host, a man with the freakish vocal range and 3 first names, James Arnold Taylor.
We made it! Are you guys having a good time? Do you love the Clone Wars? Oh, so you're in the right place today. This is the final week 5 of Star Wars Weekends. How many people have been here every weekend? How many people were here last weekend? Okay, and how many of you, is this your first Star Wars Weekends? Right? Oh, wow, a lot of you there. Okay, you're in for a treat. Now, my name is James Arnold Taylor. I'm the host of Star Wars Weekends. We didn't get to do our motorcade today and the big celebrity welcome, so I'll just give you a little fill-in here now. So if you're looking, you're going, the guy, you know, short guy with James Taylor, I don't get it, I'm confused. Is it David Spade? What is it? I'm a voice actor, so I spend most of my time in little padded rooms talking to myself, and I do voices for cartoons and movies and things. So I'm the voice of Obi-Wan Kenobi on the Clone Wars. Anybody else in that? But when people find out that I'm a voice actor, they always ask, have I seen you in anything? To which case I say, well, yes, I am Obi-Wan Kenobi as well as Master Plo Koon on the Clone Wars. But did you know I'm also the voice of the evil genius, the leader, on Hulk and the Agents of Smash? And I'm also Bobby on Doc McStuffins. Yeah, do. I'm Fred Flintstone too.
And I'm the voice of Johnny Test, who's awesome.
The voice of Animation Donation on Fox. Plus, I'd even be the skull right here at Disney's Hollywood Studios, the legend of Jack Sparrow. No, mate, that's Captain Jack Sparrow, who I play in video games, mate, savvy.
Speaking of video games, I'm the voice of Ratchet from Ratchet & Clank, Tidus from Final Fantasy X, Lego Spider-Man, the Silver Surfer.
I'm Professor Charles Xavier.
And the voice of all the minions.
Now, sometimes when celebrities aren't able to do their own voice, I fill in for people like, well, wait a second, Michael J. Fox for things like Stuart Little and Disney's Atlantis, The Lost Empire. I'm Hiccup and Fish Legs in How to Train Your Dragon, and that's my funny ass, really, really great, you know.
I'm even Andre the Giant from The Princess Bride game.
I've been Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man,
And it's crazy to believe I've even been Christopher Walken when they need more cowbell.
yeah, that's crazy. I'm the voice that tells you what's now available on DVD and Blu-ray to use only as directed. So buckle up and drive safely. Offer expires November 30th. See store for details. Battery time and protection. 777 required number AIC.
Don't miss it!
So, thank you. So now that's the secret life of a voice actor. We get to spend all that time in those padded rooms, but we get to do so much. And I hope you come back here tonight at 7 o'clock for my show. It's called Obi-Wan and Beyond. Going to take you through my life as a voice actor, do a bunch of different voices, have a lot of fun. Has anybody seen that show yet? Make sure you tell everybody else and we all come back here and hopefully, you know, it'll be nice and dry and it's certainly air conditioned and cool in here. But we have a fantastic show for you. We have a great show for you right now. The stars of the saga. It's the first time this has ever happened. We have the entire, the core Clone Wars cast with us on this show. Isn't this going to be fantastic? Now there's one person that couldn't make it today. One person that couldn't make it on, by the way, did you know? It's Friday the 13th. Maybe that's why we got the rain. It's Friday the 13th. Ooh, yes, start with it. So dramatic, okay. But there is one gentleman that couldn't make it today that wanted to give you a little welcome, so take a look at these screens.
Hi, I'm J.J. Abrams. I'm in London working on the new Star Wars movie. Otherwise, I'd be there with you today. I can't tell you what a thrill it's been over the past year working with this incredible team, helping build these worlds, creatures, costumes, designs, seeing everything come to life. Cannot wait for you to see it. So I'm sorry I can't be there with you at Star Wars Weekend, but I hope you have a great time. Thank you, and may the Force be with you.
Thank you, JJ. All right. It is my absolute pleasure. I have had for nearly a decade, about 9 years now, I get to work with these people, and they are family to me and to my family, and it is such a thrill for all of us to be on stage for a bit of a reunion. But before we bring them out, take a look at the screens. ladies and gentlemen, here they are, the Clone Wars cast. Red Lanter, Catherine Taylor, Steve W. Baker, Ashley Eckstein, and Tom Kane. Look at that. Thank you, good night. Hey, have a seat, guys. Wow, how cool is this, huh? Of course. Of course. Are you having a good time here at Star Wars Weekends, everybody? Wow, this is a full show. Can you hear me over there?
Yeah.
Okay. This is fantastic. Now, guys,
Dude, you got a desk.
I got a desk. That's right.
This is as close as I'm ever going to go to meeting Johnny Carson.
That's right, I'm doing my Johnny Carson. We got a great show for you tonight.
Yeah, somebody, I guess I should be maybe I should be doing Jay Leno for it. No, I don't do Jimmy Fallon, so I'm sorry, I don't do his voice. But anyways, guys, thank you for being here, and we have our first day, and it should have been the motorcade today, but we didn't get to do the motorcade. And we were going to do a bit we had all planned. It's this big to-do called Motorcade Madness, but I figured since you all didn't get to see the motorcade, we're going to give you the motorcade anyways. You guys want to see it? Okay, guys, so here's what you're gonna do. Now, Tom, we gave you a little something there. You got that script? Okay, Tom, you just go over there. Now, all of you, let's all just go and we're gonna leave stage. This is what you would have seen if we had the motorcade. You all would have set up out there and you would have been outside with your cameras and everything to see all the Camaros go by. Just imagine all of us in cars, but it would be, okay. So, you all set, Tom?
Yes.
Okay, you go ahead. When you start, we'll go. Okay, Ashley's first, okay.
First, here at Star Wars Weekends, the host of Behind the Voice and the voice of Ahsoka Tano, Ashley Eckstein. Next, from Star Wars Weekends, the personal voice actor behind Captain Rex and the entire army of clone troopers, D. Bradley Baker. Next, from the Hollywood actor behind the voice of Anakin Skywalker, Matt Lanter. Next, the voice actress behind Senator Padme Amidala, Catherine Taylor. And your Star Wars Weekends host, the personal voice actor behind Obi-Wan Kenobi, James Arnold Taylor. And lastly, the freakishly talented voice actor. And lastly, the freakishly talented voice actor behind Jedi Master Yoda, and the voice we're listening to right now, Tom Kane!
There's your motorcade. Was that great? Okay, you guys can come back out. Please, come on. Come back out, guys. Guys, I have a bad feeling about this. No, come on out! There they are! So that's what you missed at the motorcade. I hope you got pictures of there. Missing the cars and stuff, but don't touch the microphone, Anakin. Anakin. Stop it.
I'm sorry, my car took a wrong turn.
Great stuff. Okay, so guys, now I gotta ask you some questions because I know the answer to this. Because I mean, we're really like family here. 9 years we've been together and working on this. We got the band back together now. That's because it is. But all of these folks may not know. Tom, were you a Star Wars fan before all this?
Oh man, yeah. I saw it the last day of 9th grade. I was 15 years old, and I've told this story a couple of times. But my friend and I were flipping through the newspaper to the movie section because they didn't used to have this interweb thing. We actually had to look at a piece of paper that was printed every day. It's really weird.
It's terrible.
And there's the big poster, you know, that. And my friends, we could see this Star Wars thing. I actually told George the story a few years later. My exact words were, "I don't want to see that. That looks stupid." And George later said, he goes, "I don't know, like he does." He goes, "Well, do you feel differently now?" Yes, a little.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, how big of a Star Wars fan are you?
Oh, I'm about a 10 as you can get. I mean, I don't have this encyclopedic knowledge like Dave
that's
Filoni
okay.
and stuff, but yeah,
Like
from a
Catherine
fan point of
Taylor.
view.
But what, Ashley, how about yourself? 1 to 10, scale of 1 to 10. Big Star Wars fan?
Yeah, I mean, I would say a 10 now. I think I came into the show more of a casual fan, but after working with all of you guys and working for Dave Filoni, you automatically become a 10.
Yes. And D. Bradley Baker?
Well, I think you were maybe a 10 before that.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan. I've always been a huge fan
Okay.
of Star Wars, yes.
Kat, I know this answer, but were you a scale of 1 to 10? What kind of fan were you of Star Wars?
I was an 11.
An 11. This one goes
And
to
it's
11. Yeah, that's and Matt.
I have watched some of the films, but I really couldn't consider myself a hardcore fan or anything. But obviously now, like you guys said, working on this along with Dave, you kind of can't help but to be. So.
Yeah.
10 now.
And a huge reaction when you first got the call that you had this job. Was it kind of surprising?
Yeah, it was, because I didn't know what I was auditioning for. So when they told me that it was Anakin and he's, gonna be one of the leads in the series, it's kind of a cool, and then it was a gold, and then it was a sweet.
So, and on that note, because now here's the thing. For many, many years, when you do a show like the Clone Wars, you have to sign what they call an NDA. It's a non-disclosure agreement. You can't really talk about anything. But now the show is done. We can talk about all sorts of stuff now, right, guys? We can. Is there anything that you're like, oh, now I can actually say this because everybody's seen the episodes and you know what's out there? Anything come to mind for anyone?
Just what difficult people these guys were to work with.
Very, very difficult to work with. Thanks, Dad.
I actually should say that there's stuff that we knew or learned that I don't think I could talk about yet.
Oh, now you've done it, Dee. People are already running on the Twitter and everything
I
else.
think there was that one time they kind of went over the episode 7 script where it was
When they went over, yeah, that's good. No, they didn't. You guys are being bad. This is not how it's supposed to be.
But what I mean is we recorded well beyond the season 6 that you've seen.
Yeah.
And there are things that happened there, and that there were things that were speculated might happen.
Yeah.
That may have been in the production pipeline, or they may have been jettisoned. I don't know, but I don't know that I can talk about it.
No, that's true.
And that's actually one of the wonderful things to me about Star Wars, is that there has to be kind of this great secrecy about it. And that's one of my little Star Wars soapboxes, is seeing The Empire Strikes Back and not knowing what the deal was with that story and how that was going to go, and to be in the audience and to realize that afresh, because it's a secret, it is a surprise, and that's a wonderful thing. And I would also say too that with all the awesome new content that's coming down the pike, I'm trying to do a self-imposed media blackout as much as I can, because frankly, I want to be surprised. I don't want to know every single plot point. I don't want to know exactly everything that I'm about to see, because that is one of the wonderful things for me about Star Wars, is the surprise and the newness and the freshness of what's coming at me. So,
absolutely, and we talked about that. I want to know. We talked about that with Mark Hamill though last week, because the fact is that when we all saw Star Wars for the first time, it was magical and surprising. We didn't know what to expect. There wasn't this world of all of this stuff. So I'm with you, Dee. Now, if we can start going down the line here, because these are some of the most talented voice actors in Hollywood, and they're not just the characters that they do on the Clone Wars. So, Tom, if we start with you, can you give us just 3 of your favorite other characters you've been known for?
Well, I think my favorite, other than Yoda, of course, is Professor Utonium, because he's a goofy dad. And
Powerpuff Girls? Any Powerpuff Girls fans? Yes. And another one?
I like Darwin the chimpanzee on the wild thornberries.
Thornberries. Awesome. See, you're all surprised. And what does Professor sound like?
That Mojo Jojo was the worst lab assistant I ever had.
I did that in front of Roger Jackson a couple of weeks ago, and he had some people that were standing in front of him to get him signed something. Roger is the voice of Mojo Jojo. And I just said that to one of the fans, and just off to the side, out of the blue, I hear this,
I was not a bad monkey. I was a bad supervillain.
That's true. And then final one. Do you have another one that comes to mind? I mean, you have so many voices.
Actually, I'm doing a new one that I like. It's I'm on Archer.
Archer. You're on Archer. What's the name of the character again?
It's a very old butler named
It's not a show for most of you should be allowed to see anytime soon.
Not necessarily. So Ashley, how about you? Any other characters we would know you from? Now see, many of our cast here is also on-camera actors. Ashley and Kat and Matt, you all have done stuff. So is there some on-camera ones too that we would know you from?
You know, I get asked a lot about That's So Raven on the Disney Channel. I was the mean girl Muffy.
I don't see how that's possible.
She was one of the school bullies, but
look at that. There you are.
Ooh, she
Cute.
looks
Yeah, look at that.
she would say, Alana said she likes Star Wars. That's how she talked. But one I'm excited about right now is Sophia the First.
Sophia the First. Anybody watch Sophia the First?
Yeah.
Cool one.
Only a few. The bluebird right there. So she says, "Oh, Sophia, don't forget your tiara." A little different
so
than
cute.
Ahsoka.
It's very cute. She's very different than Ahsoka.
But probably my favorite was Jan Brady.
Jan Brady from the Brady Bunch movies. Yeah, that's pretty great. And so Jan would
you
say,
guys haven't.
Look at that.
She would say, "Masha, Masha, Masha."
Come on, are you guys asleep here? This is great. All right, Dee, you've only been known to do maybe 1,000 or 2,000 voices. So, can you give us just a couple that we would know? 3?
I love Klaus, an American Dad. Good Fish and Ein Goal. I love Perry the Platypus.
You did that once?
I did it once and they reprinted it every show. It's an awesome gig. And I'll mention another one that a lot of people really like is Olmec from Legends of the Hidden Temple. Which was shot here at Nickelodeon Studios half my life ago here in Orlando when I worked here at Epcot Center.
Excellent. Catherine Tabor, some other voices. There's many, especially in video games. You work a lot in video games and such. What other ones would you
So actually, since we're here at Star Wars Weekends, 3 of my favorite characters who are all Twi'leks. Well, one's from our show, Clone Wars, which was Numa, the little baby.
Yeah.
The little 6-year-old Twi'lek. There she is. And then my first voiceover job ever was for a game called Knights of the Old Republic, where I played. And then the newest one, just the Old Republic, which we just did some more content for last week, which is awesome, is Vet.
Okay, Vet. Very cool. But, yes, we do plot. It's okay. But I also wanted to mention, you're also your own daughter, because you have voiced Princess Leia.
Yes, multiple times actually.
So Padme has voiced Princess Leia, which is appropriate.
Yes.
That's very cool.
Yeah, it was exciting.
Okay, so Matt, what else? I mean, you're the hunky, heartthrobby kind of guy there. You've got that whole Anakin thing going on, but there's some other characters.
That was your Anakin?
That was my Anakin, yeah.
That's good.
Okay, what other ones would we know?
Well, for the Disney people, Sled from Secret of the Wings.
Yeah, Secret of the Wings. That's a good one, yeah.
Oh, that guy can count claws. It's a little bit bigger than Frozen. Let's see, I do on-camera stuff too, but more recently, Star-Crossed.
Star-Crossed? Yeah. Very cool. You got to play an alien in that.
I did, yeah.
So different from Anakin, but still kind of in the world of space and sci-fi.
Yeah.
And then 90210, right?
Yeah, 90210. Currently, Venom, Harry Osborn on Ultimate Spider-Man.
See, I got to play Harry Osborn in another version of it, the Spectacular Spider-Man. But he didn't get to do anything except just be kind of a nerd. So you get to be Venom and everything. That's very cool. Okay.
You played a really crazy character in season 6. It was
like a...
Oh, yeah.
The Kingpin guy.
Yeah, the long neck. Really,
He kind of sounded like this.
Yeah.
you know?
No, because I listened to it, because normally you listen to it, it's like, I kind of know the wheelhouse of everybody, but like, who is that?
Yeah.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Matt.
Yeah.
It was fantastic. I loved it.
Thank you.
Hey guys,
coming from you, that's high praise.
So we've been getting all sorts of questions, and in fact, if you have questions for tomorrow or the next day as well, you can always do hashtag AskCWCast. Ask CW Clone Wars Cast, and you can do that on any of the social media. But we've got tons and tons of questions. Do you guys mind if we take some of these questions here? So guys, go ahead and give us a.
And now, this is madness. Social media madness.
It's social media madness. All right. So we have the first question. What do we got for our first question here for our cast of the Clone Wars? It is, what were your guys' favorite episodes? Kat, let's start with you.
Well, speaking of Numa, Innocence of Ryloth is still one of my favorite episodes that just stands up for me, and I still love Rookies that Dee did.
Yeah, well, don't steal his thunder, because he may say that.
He
right?
can say it too.
Yeah, Dee, on that note, do you have a favorite? Was Rookies your favorite?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a little mixed because my favorites are in a way my least favorites, and by that I mean like the Umbara arc itself. Or you know, in Fives, the episode where we lose Fives in season 6. I mean, there's some of the most, I'm most proud of the work in that, but it's really hard for me to watch.
So to give people, so for some of the folks that don't know the whole series and all, D. Bradley Baker is the voice of every single clone, because you see they're clones, so they all have the same voice, but he has the ability to give each one of these their own character and texture and tone, which is amazing. And so the ones he's talking about are some of these ones where some of these clones sacrifice themselves for the greater good and such.
Yeah, it just doesn't end well for anybody.
No.
It's just the only one we don't really know about is Rex. And then also, I mean, like, personally, I want to know what happens to Ahsoka, what happens to Ventress, and everyone else, you kind of know how it goes.
Well, on that note, though, Ashley, do you have a favorite episode?
You know, kind of like Dee, I love the season 5 finale.
Yeah.
I actually can't watch it anymore because every single time I watch it, I cry.
Well, we want to make you cry then, because has everybody seen the season 5 finale? Spoiler alert, you're about to see the end. Can we take a look at that scene? You guys have that? Let's take a look at what happened to Ahsoka.
Why are you doing this?
The council didn't trust me. So how can I trust myself?
What about me? I believed in you. I stood by you.
I know you believe in me, Anakin, and I'm grateful for that. But this isn't about you. I can't stay here any longer. Not now.
Ahsoka, you are making a mistake.
Maybe. But I have to sort this out on my own. Without the council. And without you.
I understand wanting to walk away from the Order.
I know.
Don't worry about it, it's fine.
I have a tear in my eye. I'm not.
And I'm joking around because I'll start to cry too. It's really amazing stuff. The folks, Dave Filoni and the folks at Lucasfilm that put this show together, they spent so much time and effort, so much love on this, and it's really fantastic stuff. Tom, do you have a favorite episode?
Well, yeah, I mean, I like the first to the end, the ambush, and, sorry,
Tom, you're crying.
When Yoda fights himself at the end, it's pretty cool.
Oh, pretty good stuff. Yeah, well, see, here's the thing. You got to understand, again, for most animated shows, you work on it maybe 1 or 2 seasons. With this show, we worked on it for 9 years and 6 seasons. And it was, we became family and we became attached to these, but we're all really big Star Wars fans too. So it means the world that you all are all here listening and wanting to know about stuff. And let's take another question. This is really just very cool of you all to take this time. Let's see, what do we got? Who is their favorite Disney, on a lighter note, who's your favorite Disney character, favorite Disney movie, or Disney, favorite Walt Disney World? Anything? Any rides here? What have you guys been on since you've been here? Dee, have you been on anything? I know Ashley just went on Star Tours.
I really love Pirates. I always love Pirates of the Caribbean. I mostly spend time in Disneyland. I haven't been out here as much recently, but that, I think, is going to be my favorite, is Pirates of the Caribbean.
Okay. Matt, you got any?
I love pirates too, but favorite Disney movie maybe?
Favorite Disney movie?
Maybe like Aladdin. I love Aladdin.
Oh, I love Aladdin.
The movie is a tie between The Aristocats and Lady and the Tramp.
Okay.
I gotta say, I love Cinderella because no one's trying to kill anybody. They're just kind of mean to her, but it's the level of drama is actually not as much as some of the others, and the singing is so beautiful in that. Does that sound?
It does sound a little off. I'm sorry.
I didn't expect that
It's a little
answer
too
from
honest.
you.
Is it a little too honest?
And on that note, let's take another question.
Cinderella has class. It's all
Okay, another one here. See, what are each of? Oh, this is good. What are each of you taking away from the Clone Wars, and how has this experience bettered you for the future? Who wants to take it? Ashley?
You know, I'm taking you guys and all of our friendships and being a part of the Star Wars universe. I feel like you automatically gain an army of people behind you, and I include the fans in that. It's incredible.
Yeah.
Just when I feel like I'm having a bad day, you go to social media and there's Star Wars fans that have your back through and through, and then not to mention you guys, to get text messages and people checking in. It's we've been blessed with a lifelong family.
Yeah, very cool.
Early on, I had to ask, like Dee and James and Tom, people who had had shows before, because this was newer for some of us. Is it normally like this? Is it normally like this awesome? And what I've sort of gathered from everyone is there really is something special about this cast and this show that is magical.
I think there is. And you know what's one of the most magical things is us watching Dee Bradley Baker perform. And Dee, you may not know, he's not just the voice of all the clones, but he is many, many creatures and animals and all these effects in various films and such. It's amazing what he can do. Dee, would you mind giving us all a little Creature 101 workshop?
Yeah, let's do so.
And feel free to take the center stage there.
Because everyone can do weird sounds. Kids are great at it. You can do it in the car. You can do it while you're waiting in line. You can do it at the dinner table. And so that's all I do is I just kind of mess around making sounds. So one thing that you can do that you can try is you make kind of a deep sound like a, but you're using your throat, not just your voice. But you're also going. So you're sort of, as I say, dialing in the uvula. And then you pinch your nose shut, and that gives it a whole different sound with a. Sort of a modified oppa type sound. And so kids and grown-ups too, you can try this on Father's Day together. Pinch your noses shut and dial in your uvulas as a family. And there you go.
Okay, guys. This is now. See, we've gotten kind of, we've had fun here, but I want to take you a little deeper into your world of Star Wars. I want to take you inside the Akbar studio.
It's a trap.
Okay, I'm going to ask you guys some questions. Okay, and if we can go through them,
Can you do it
one by one. You want me to do it as James? I'll do it as Obi-Wan Kenobi. How's that? And I want you all to answer me in your characters. All right? So, question number one. What is your favorite Star Wars film, starting with Tom Kane?
An Empire That Strikes Back.
Let's start with Tom,
Empire Strikes Back.
Okay. Rex, Cody, rest of you?
The boys gotta go with Empire, sir.
All right. Padme, I hope that you break this vote.
For the Republic, it has to be The Empire Strikes Back.
Oh my. Anakin?
Well, I'm going to say Revenge of the Sith because I make some really interesting choices.
Question number two. What Star Wars sound do you love? Kat?
I
love the sound of a lightsaber.
Very good. Ashley, ladies first.
R2-D2.
R2-D2. You guys are picking the ones I have. That's great. Tom Kane.
Oh man, when the T-Rex goes like that. Oh wait, no.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, the TIE Fighter. I like that.
D.
I gotta go with a TIE Fighter.
TIE Fighter, I just did that. It's fun to do. I have a bunch of Matt, what do you love? What sound do you love? You're gonna do it yourself. I don't even know. What Star Wars sound do you dislike? The sound of the phone not ringing anymore because there's no more phones? Did I say that?
You know what? I have a very embarrassing story about this, and I can't believe I'm about to tell an entire audience.
You guys don't want to hear it though, right?
But when we're in the studio, we would record as a cast. We had some embarrassing moments. Well, right before we're about to film a scene, I get these throat bubbles. I don't even know how else to say it.
They're burps is what we call them.
No, but they're not. My husband is in the audience. I can't burp to save my life. But I have like this gurgle. So it's silent, and I have a microphone in front of my mouth, and my throat gives the loudest gurgle you could ever hear.
Dee, what would that sound like?
Well, they were recording. Okay, so our sound engineer, Cameron, keeps this as a sound, and Dave Filoni has titled it The Flug. So it's half frog, half slug. The Flug. And it's my throat. And he keeps threatening to put it in a show. So I don't know if the Flug will show up in Star Wars Rebels, but when it does, it's my throat gurgle. So that's the sound I hate.
Wait, speaking of Ashley and Cameron and the sound booth and keeping recordings, Dave would sometimes say things and Ashley laughs really easily. Like, so for 6 years, Cameron had this recording and it was Ashley going, he would always play.
So anytime somebody said something, we'd hear that, even if you weren't there. They'd be playing that on a little cue. It was very good. Okay.
So that's another one I hate.
That's another one. Okay. Well, what is your favorite Star Wars word? Tom.
Oh, Wookiee.
Okay. Ashley? Favorite Star Wars word?
I don't.
Think about it. D.
Okay.
It's gotta be 3 words. Punch it chewy.
Punch it chewy. Okay. Kat?
I like Tatooine.
Ah, Tatooine. Yes. Lovely. Matt?
I like Nerf Herder.
Did you think of one, Ashley?
All I could think of was beep because I like R2-D2.
Okay. Finally, let's move on. So, what character would you have liked to have been that you didn't get to play? Matt.
Would I have liked to have been?
Yes.
Oh gosh.
Great. Kat.
I would have liked to have been a Jedi. I got to play one at the very end, the Doctor, but she didn't get to do anything Jedi-esque.
Yeah, she could have cut Yoda open with a lightsaber or something. D.
If
You played everybody, D. How could we not?
No. Well, if we're talking Clone Wars, I think taking a crack at Cad Bane would have been cool.
Yeah. Ashley? Cad Bane?
Some sort of Mandalorian would have been fun.
And Tom?
Oh, Vader.
What would Yoda Vader sound like? Here, I'll give you, let's see. How do you go, Tom?
You know your father, I
Final question. If you were to get a part in Episode 7, what is the first thing you'd like to hear J.J. Abrams say to you when you arrive on set? Anybody?
Hi, Matt. Welcome to the set of Episode 7 where you're going to be playing Darth Vader.
Nice. That would be nice. D, did you have something?
So D, when your character makes the turn in Episode 9, you can't tell anybody what's going to happen. Right?
No. Ladies and gentlemen, anybody else?
We're going to need a bigger suit.
Kat, isn't it exciting you get to play a Jedi? Here's your lightsaber.
There you go. And Ashley?
Ahsoka lives.
That's it! That's it! Ladies and gentlemen, the cast excited too. This is great. We're all on stage together. But guys, this is Star Wars Weekends. So it's not just Star Wars, it's Disney. So we need to bring someone that combines all things beautiful Star Wars and Disney together, and the only person that can do that is Jedi Mickey! Jedi robes there. Guys, we have to get into our Jedi, our Mickey attire then. So Matt, there you go. Kat, there you go. Dee. Ashley, you're used to these, huh? Tom. Mickey, you're set. You're good. Okay, guys. So let's all come together here and finish. Mickey, would you mind helping us close the Stars of the Saga show?
Aw, it would be my pleasure.
Oh, I'm so glad you said that. I'm so glad you said it. Okay, you guys ready? Good. Can we have a little music, maestro? Now it's time to say goodbye to